Coming up next on Nick at Night, Weeknight Update with Ellie Muller. Then, The Wee Hours with Craig Knightley. Followed by Movie Night with Will DeVakis. That's next on Nick at Night.
Action. On the YouTube Dog Show, far away from Emma Roberts' mansion, it's Weeknight Update with Ellie Muller. And now, a man who, let's be honest, is a little bewildered over the fact that he's about to talk about Emma Roberts on this program, Mr. Ellie Cungy Muller. Ha! Welcome to Weeknight Update. I am Ellie Cungy Muller, the only man who can give you comedy in the midst of everything that's going on. What's going on, my grasshoppers? Alright. Tonight's Shoutout Spotlight winners are Spec Spire Character Span Edits, One Splattered Up / Kunks Radio Jingles channel with radio jingles and whatnot, Alex Gators Animations, Crispy Chris and CC Wind with random things, and Baby Lamb Creations with random Wednesday videos, Baby Lamb and Friends, the works. Alright. You know, it's going to be quite an interesting show this evening. And speaking of shows, let's get this over with. Let's see what's going on. Emma Roberts is the woman who wants the entire world to love her for her. Just like Lori Hibbert. She is getting ready to make a new project. She's producing a series based on a short story called First Kill. It will be on Netflix and it's all about vampires. Wow. It's been bitten before. And here's another fun fact. She has sold her Los Feliz home. She sold it for $5.9 million. It was originally purchased for around $4 million. I am shocked. Why would she do that? Especially with the whole world being out of sync. That's just a waste of money. And a waste of time. Especially considering the fact that we have spent a lot of time working on tonight's top 8 list, which MP and the Pink Cat are proud to bring you tonight. So let's get on with the top 8 list. Okay, what's the distinguished top 8 list you got for us tonight, boys? Good question. Tonight's category, top 8 movies that Emma Roberts would love to direct. Number 8, Sweat. Number 7, Fishing. Number 6, Are You Nuts? Number 5, Are You Ready for a Mud Pie? Number 4, Clean Up. Number 3, Dorks. Number 2, Is Willy Wonka Still Around? And number 1, Spin Around. Gentlemen, thank you. We'll be right back. Folks still call it Weeknight Update. Now here it is, your Friday night. Here's some commercials too.
I am Ant-Man. Let's do this. Oh! Oh! My leg!
Nick at Night on the TV dial. You got TV glass, you got TV style. Nothing fits your screen is right. It's Nick at Night.
When I think of all Empire has to offer, it makes me wonder.
Why are you waiting? Why are you waiting? Why are you waiting? Oh, why?
You could call right now.
588-2300 Empire.
Edward Scott and the boys. Everybody, how you doing tonight, Ed? I'm doing fine. How about yourself? I'm doing all right. It's Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Wait a minute. Scooby-Dooby-Doo? Why did you say that? Just a little thing that I remember from my old days. Sure. Before we get into our talking time bit, let's have a little moment for everyone, shall we? You know, Emma Roberts' vampire series idea got all of us to thinking. You know, do you think that vampires are overrated? Well, I can answer that with only one word. Yes! Alright? It seems as though every time you turn around, there's always a vampire. I mean, seriously. You know what? There was once, a very popular character, in horror movies by the name of Count Dracula. And when I heard that Emma Roberts is doing a vampire series or something like that, that made me think, wait a minute. Count Dracula and Bela Lugosi are literally rolling around in the grave. But you know what I mean, right? It's just like having Count Dracula in your home, and then have all your friends come over and make jokes about him. So as we start the old talking time, let's talk about segment. We do so with the hopes that nobody else tries to do something as old and cliche as a series about a vampire. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's go. That's some talking time. Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Man once said that in order to communicate with someone, then you must speak up. Alright? And when you speak up, you're paying tribute to the chickens and the lickens, who at 1808, 1808 BBC, before your common era, were the first creators of talking time. I know, strange thing to think about as we approach the end of 2020, but it's true. And of course, several years later, whenever you hear the phrase 808 and 804 in the AM, PM, morning, afternoon, even nighttime, all times of the day, you would hear them sing this. Talking time, English, Spanish, real French, talking time, the only 2% is. Alright, now, as I stated earlier, we are talking about Emma Roberts, and as you may or may not know, she has been given this huge series to produce, actually to executive produce for Netflix. It's a vampire drama entitled First Kill. And before you ask, it's just the name of the movie, alright? I'm sorry, it's just the name of a TV show, alright? Do not get mad, okay? Alright. Anyway, it says here that the 1 hour show is based on a short story of the same name by Victoria V.E. Schwab that was published in the imprint story collection entitled Vampire Never Gets Old. Tales with Fresh Bite. Way back in September. September. That was last month. At any rate, Netflix has ordered 8 episodes. 8 episodes of a program about a vampire. Somewhere, the people who gave us the Twilight movie franchise are losing their minds. Now, here's how the whole thing is going to go down, right? It says here that when it's time for teenage vampire Juliet to make her first kill so she can take her place among a powerful vampire family, she sets her sight on a new girl in town named Calliope, or something like that, right? But much to her surprise, Calliope is a vampire hunter from a family of celebrated slayers. Both find that the other won't be so easy to kill, and unfortunately, way too easy to fall for. Interesting. Now, Schwab, who created the series, will serve as the co-writer and executive producer. Which made me think, could this all be part of a plot? Could this all be part of something that could be used to get Bela Lugosi to actually watch it? Could this be a plan of some sort to get people to think about Halloween again? Probably not a good idea to have that thought. But it's worth discussing, isn't it? Meanwhile, she is selling her home in Los Feliz. That's right, in Hollywood. Now, this is true. She is selling her Los Feliz home because she is expecting her first child with Tron Legacy star Garrett Hedlund. They recently sold listen to this, right? She sold her 3-story villa in LA's exclusive Laughlin Park. That's right, Laughlin Park gated community, which 2 years ago she purchased for over $4 million. The new owners paid $5.9 million for the property. Which made me think, well, how great is the whole thing anyway? Because if you are paying millions of dollars for it, it has to be pretty great, right? It says here that the dwelling was built in 1922 and still retains much of its historic charm. The exterior is painted a bold goldenrod yellow and features a labyrinth of outdoor staircases, balconies, and patios. Inside, its 3,802 square foot floor plan includes 3 bedrooms and 2 full and 2 half bathrooms, with walnut hardwood floors, arched doorways, and French doors throughout. Now, that's a lot, right? Listen to this, there's more. The front door opens onto a skylight-topped entrance gallery that leads to a charming living room with a massive carved stone fireplace. The dining room boasts floor-to-ceiling French doors that open onto a slender balcony, while the adjacent kitchen is outfitted with granite countertops and mahogany cabinetry. On the lower level, the family room features travertine tile floors and a walking wet bar. So basically, it's a home for the rich people, right? They got the bedrooms on the top floor with the main suite with the mahogany walk-in closets and everything else. They got an ensuite bathroom and everything else. But really, it's kind of like an expensive home / hotel that you could easily turn the home into and make billions and billions of dollars a year in property. Now, am I saying that she should have done that? Not necessarily, but that's how the home sounded like to me. And like I said, if you got a home in Los Feliz, that is expensive and looks very elegant, then you probably shouldn't have sold it. Unless, of course, you want to make more money. But even then, you know, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Now, tomorrow night they're talking about David Beckham and the Ruckus, aka Will the Ruckus, will be on this program with the debut of a new character. So tune in. And also Net 519 will also be here with the Anthony Pente Show, Web Designer 18, Lex Brooks, Emmanuel Gaffey, Michael Zycast, Rebecca K. Renetta, / Swagger Vortex 733VA Studios, Emotional Fireflies 97, and Blowing J2 exclamation mark. You know, and by the way, if you ever wondered what really happens during the show, well, you already know what goes on at this point, so what's the point? But you know what I mean, right? You know exactly what I mean. That's the news. I'm out, skis. Bye.
Nick at night on the TV dial. You got TV class, you got TV style. Nothing fits your screen is right. Nick at night.